J.J. McCarthy is the new Vikings starting quarterback, but what should we expect from him at this point in the offseason? The answers may surprise you. The Minnesota Vikings are entering the third phase of OTAs, which means you can actually have somewhat real practices. And that's going to be really huge for the Minnesota Vikings because they have a lot of people that need to integrate into the system, and there needs to be a lot of chemistry built, mainly at quarterback, as J.J. McCarthy is set to take over for Sam Darnold after missing all of last season with a torn meniscus. Now, there's some things to really understand about this thing with J.J. McCarthy. Yes, he missed the entire season. No, he was always in the building, so it wasn't like it was a complete waste of a year. Yeah, he didn't get to practice. Sure, he didn't get to actually play in any games other than the one preseason game where he was a standout. But there are a lot of things that you can gain from being in the building, from learning from guys like Sam Darnold, from watching film with your coaches, and to talk to people on defense, sit in on other meetings and learn and absorb. And he's going to be way, way farther ahead than any true rookie starting quarterback, than a lot of first-year starting quarterbacks. But we also have to temper our expectations. There's a lot of excitement. There is a lot of hype surrounding McCarthy. He was the 10th overall pick, and Kevin O'Connell's been known as a QB whisperer. But what do we want to learn about J.J. McCarthy here at OTAs? We want to learn that the mechanics are looking good. We want to learn that his process is going well. We want to see some chemistry building with teammates. But the main thing we want to learn is something that you don't necessarily think about when it comes to the quarterback position. Command. Yes, you have a new center who has to learn all the plays. You have a new right guard who has to learn all the plays. You have a returning Christian Darrisaw at left tackle. And you have a first-time starting quarterback. Now, one of the things that I talked about a lot this offseason prior to free agency was, hey, Garrett Bradbury, he's not great, but he's got this continuity at center that would be really good for a young quarterback because he understands all the playbooks. He understands all the protections, and there's not going to be a learning curve with him. Well, there is a learning curve with both the center, Ryan Kelly, and with McCarthy. So having that is going to take a little bit of an extra step that you really didn't want to have happen. Now, if Bradbury and McCarthy would have had to, figure out their own chemistry, Bradbury's starting at a much better playing field than what Ryan Kelly is because of that experience in Kevin O'Connell's offense. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. This isn't necessarily, oh my gosh, this is a huge, huge red flag. It's just an extra variable added to the equation. So you want to see McCarthy show that kind of command. You want to see Ryan Kelly be able to help his quarterback out. And you want to see that kind of chemistry start to grow. You can't expect it to be ready. It needs to be ready by training camp. You need to have that kind of cohesion. And in training camp, you can still iron out some of the bugs. But by week 1, you need to be pretty much 100%. I know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing. And that can be a difficult task to accomplish during the course of one offseason. But you want to see that kind of confidence. You want to see him learning from his mistakes. And if he makes one, don't make it again. Those are the things that you're going to look for when it comes to McCarthy at OTAs. Now, these aren't publicly available. You can't just go to OTAs. But what you can do is listen and learn. Read between the lines when it comes to how the beat writers are talking about it. How Kevin O'Connell answers questions when the media speaks to him. How McCarthy answers questions. How other players will respond to the media when those conversations happen. Those are going to be the biggest things. We already know McCarthy is incredibly mature for his age based on how he presents himself to the media. We know that he's got all the talent to work with. We know that he's in a fantastic situation when it comes to Kevin O'Connell, when it comes to Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson, when it comes to that offensive line that's going to be completely rebuilt and ready to roll. But how is he going to adapt to all of those situations? It's a big question, and we cannot give you a firm answer. Is that fun to say? No. People will tell you, oh, he's going to be great. We don't know that. We believe so. We project so. But he's got to do it. And until he does it, there's always going to be that lingering thing up in your head. The little voice that says, what if he's Christian Ponder? What if he's bad? That's going to stay there until he proves it. And that's where OTAs come in. Start to show that real command of the offense. That real command that this is your team now. I don't see why he can't do that. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.